Hello everyone, welcome to the class. In this video, we'll be looking at the text part of Unit 2 of Semester 4. It is Values in Life. Now, Values in Life is actually an essay which is credited to Rudyard Kipling. He was a British poet and novelist and a short story writer. He was also called as an imperialist because he thought what the British Empire was doing at his time was good. His famous works include the novel Kim and also the children's book Jungle Book. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. This present essay, Values in Life, was published in a collection of Kipling's speeches in 1928 as a book of words. This speech was given at McGill University, Montreal, Canada, of which Kipling was also a former student. Now, is in this speech, Kipling starts because this is a valedictory of one of the batches of McGill University. So Kipling was called for to give a speech, and Kipling starts his speech like saying that occasions such as these, the young people in the audience generally act with a polite interest, and the speakers like him generally act to be much wiser and all-knowing about life. So the speech is not on the general topics of virtues or vices of youth, like why young people behave in such manner and why they don't do what they're expected to do. But then he says that this is about how to deal with the battle of life, that is their future life once they complete their studies and enter into the world. Now, Kipling says that the students will find themselves in a very organized conspiracy once they go out into the world. And he says that the world is governed by an idea that wealth is for wealth's sake. To put it in other words, the most important work of anybody is the acquisition of wealth. So the world all over is dominated by this thought. Kipling also says that some of the young people will always surrender or succumb to this idea, which is prominent in the world, that one should always earn wealth. But then he says that you need to watch out for somebody who is not controlled by this idea, and it will be very crucial and beneficial for young people to study that particular person who does not want money. Then Kipling goes on to talk about a man who is not controlled by money. Money dominates everybody except the man who does not want it. And for many people, he may not look like a smart person in his ideas because the whole world is running after money and this person is not. So people may even laugh at him. But Kipling says that he is a strong man and that person will always be a satisfied man. He will not be a worried man by defeat or loss of money. And even people will be fearing such a person who is not controlled by money. So Kipling then goes on to give his young audience uh, an instruction saying that don't let money become everything in your life. We all need to earn money, so earn money, but do not make it as your master. Because if you run after money, you may succeed and also have enormous wealth at your hands, but that does not guarantee a good life. Many people say that youth is a season of ambition, hope, and upliftment. But in reality, youth can also become a season of great depression and doubt if we are not careful enough. So, somebody who is running after money and success, if he doesn't get it, may be led into a valley of great depression and also doubt. Sometimes this run after wealth can make our life a living hell. So, Kipling says, don't let money become everything for your life. Then Kipling goes on to say that don't let the lies of the world to control you, because there are many lies that are everywhere present in the world, and sometimes there are many liars in the world. But the biggest of them are our own emotions and sensations. So our own feelings about what is right and what is wrong can always draw us into our drive for wealth and so on. So our egotism can also draw us into big lies of life. So Kipling goes on to say that our desires and ambitions can sometimes lead us in the wrong directions. So, the biggest of all the liars in the world are our own sensations. And he says, don't let those lies to control you. And Kipling goes on and gives us a third instruction where he says to his young audience that do not fall into the trap of smartness. The world thinks that smart people are good people or smart people or wealthy people. But Kipling says, I do not have much message to deliver to you, but I will tell you just one this thing. That is one value that you need to remember in your life is the world has a trap, and it says that those who run after wealth, those who run after success are called as smart people. And don't fall into this world's trap of being a smart person. Smartness says be busy, earn whatever you can, follow the rush of the world. But Kipling says don't fall into that trap because sometimes your world can become a living hell. So don't be smart, and even if you find somebody who is doing it, then firmly lead him into higher knowledge and more interesting things so that he may not fall into that trap, and just lift him up from that trap. So, this is a gist of what Kipling says in this short speech. So, he says that there is an organized conspiracy in the world, and that is that wealth is for wealth's sake. And he asks his young audience not to actually fall into victim, become a victim to that organized conspiracy. And then he goes on and he gives them three instructions. The first thing is don't let money become everything in your life. And the second instruction is don't let the lies to control you. And thirdly, don't fall into the trap of the world, that is smartness. So if you have any queries or questions, you can approach us. The details given. Hope you understood the gist of this values in life, DSM. So have a good day.